Could the New York Jets really be talking about drafting Kyle Hamilton up top? What's happening, everybody? This is Green Bean. Welcome back to another video. I am glad that you're here. And look, you guys know I'm a Kyle Hamilton supporter, but that's not what this video is. But this video is about what we're hearing out there. What's going on? We're going to continue to try to keep tabs on the rumor mill as they roll in. We're going to try to let you know what's going on, what we're hearing, what we're thinking, what our thoughts are about the specific rumor and all that jazz. But before I do, I want to remind you about the amazing content that we're offering on my Patreon right now. We have weekly get-togethers, live streams that are private, that we break down specific prospects, and we have monthly classic game watch parties. All the information for my Patreon is right in the description of this video. Go ahead, click on there. There are 3 tiers that come with 3 variations of the additional content that you get. I always appreciate any support that you offer, and I'll be letting you know all the guys that support me right now already. And guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It enables me to keep doing what I'm doing here. And guys, I couldn't be more grateful for any support that you offer. If you're not into the Patreon, how about liking the video and giving me a sub? How about that? Give me the little bit of subscription action. Just click that subscribe button right there. Like the video, and I'll take it. How's that sound? All right. But so the rumor coming out this week is that the Jets are extremely high on one Kyle Hamilton. Now, so far, this seems like one of the more polarizing players that we talk about. Now, why is that? On pretty much every draft board across the board, whether it's Draft Tech, PFF, CBS, doesn't matter who it is, Kyle Hamilton is pretty much rated top 3 across those boards. Some even have them as their top overall player, a safety, as the best overall player in the draft. Why are we not talking about him being the first overall player? You got a team like the Jaguars, you have the Detroit Lions, you have the Texans. Why aren't we talking about him being taken up there if they're not going to go quarterback? Well, it comes down to something we hear all the time, which is positional value. Kyle Hamilton happens to be a safety. Now, for the Jets in particular, we've taken a couple cracks at first-round safeties, and they didn't exactly go the way we hoped. One was Calvin Pryor in the deepest, strongest wide receiver class in NFL history up to that point. The Jets throw caution to the wind and draft Calvin Pryor, the hard-hitting safety from Louisville with the moniker the Louisville Slugger. We took him. 3 years later, we traded him for Jamal Davis back. He has his best year of his career, and we've decided we don't need that, and we let him go to the Saints, and now he's a perennial all-pro type of guy. So that's how that one worked out. Now, Jamal Adams, you could make the argument that Jamal Adams, taken number 6th overall in the 2018 draft, the argument can be made that that worked out for us swimmingly. I mean, amazingly, right? We got 2 firsts and a third. One of those firsts was already turned into Elijah Vera Tucker, looking like a slam dunk pick at left guard for the New York Jets, and very, very important. And even if we just traded Jamal Adams for Elijah Vera Tucker straight up, that could still be talked about as a good trade. But we have another pick coming in this draft via that trade. So it could be looked at as a success, but if you're talking about just drafting players that you end up using and being strong pillars of your team, Jamal Adams did not work out. Let's talk about Kyle Hamilton briefly. The guy is known as an athletic freak. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, and the guy can cover pretty much the whole field. He can play single high and cover everybody. That's the way that he is. Famously, he was able to make it from the far hash to a toe-tapped interception on the sideline while the ball was in the air. He was on the far hash when the ball went in the air. He made it all the way over to the opposite side of the field and made the pick while tapping his toes inbounds. An incredible play, and that's the type of athleticism that he offers. There are even talks about Kyle Hamilton, with his size and athletic ability, could be used at weak side linebacker. He could play cornerback. So the guy's incredibly versatile, but I think if we drafted him, we'd be looking at him as our free safety. Is that something that the Jets need? Yeah, we have one safety under contract. His name is Ashton Davis, a third-round pick 2 years ago. And Ashton Davis, another guy who is really known for his athleticism, but it hasn't quite landed yet, and we don't know if it will. He did come up with a couple interceptions this year, and that's positive. But overall, he looked like he was struggling. I almost said the word lost. I don't want to say lost because, I don't know, it might be a little bit much, but he struggled. Can we just settle on that? But he's the only guy that we have under contract. When you talk about safeties, safety is a dire need for this team. But where do you place on the lineage of importance? That's the only real issue with Kyle Hamilton. When you look at his play is not in question. There's a couple knocks on Hamilton. One is he takes bad angles, which could bring you to Ashton Davis again. That's one of the things that he gets called out for quite often. The thing is with Kyle Hamilton is he takes bad angles because he trusts his athleticism, maybe even too much, and that's a knock about him. He takes poor angles, but he's still able to make it because he's a man amongst boys in most cases on the field, and he's able to overcome some of these potential obstacles with his pure athleticism, his speed, his strength, his stride, all those types of things. He can make up for it. Now, will that be able to translate to the NFL? That's a question. So that's going to be something that he has to be coached on. He needs to be coached on that. The other knock on him is his injury. He did end his last year in college by being injured. He had a knee injury. But what is this injury? Is it a torn MCL? Is it something serious? Is it an ACL? What is it? Well, Kyle Hamilton's injury is actually something called fat pad impingement. He had a fat pad impingement. You ever heard of such a thing? I never did. So I looked into it for us, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. What they say is the soft tissue under the kneecap can become impinged due to a forceful, direct blow to the front of the knee. This may occur during a fall, a football tackle, or a motor vehicle accident. So that's exactly what happened. He got hit in the knee. Fat pad impingement. So that's what happened there. Now, how do you fix it? How serious is it? Does he need surgery? Whatever. It says usually we start with simple treatments. These treatments can include exercise therapy to reduce the forces on the fat pads, leg stretching to reduce tightness, and taping or bracing the knee. Other effective treatments include shoe modification or orthotics and soft tissue massage. So what we're talking about here is a little stretching, a little massage, and maybe he changes his shoe. That's what we're talking about. So it was really precautionary what they did with him. They kept him out. He's not playing in any bowl games or anything like that because they don't want to risk his long-term career for coming in and playing games. So it usually takes about 8 to 12 weeks. They say, what is the recovery prognosis for fat pad syndrome or impingement? Generally, the prognosis is good. Most patients recover with conservative management and rehabilitation in 8 to 12 weeks. Some steroid injections can be recommended in cases of severe pain. So for a guy with the athletic prowess of Kyle Hamilton, more than likely, it's going to be a non-issue. 8 to 12 weeks, do some stretching, get a little massage, get a different pair of shoes, and you look like you're good. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see if he performs in the combine and how he performs if he does go. So that's going to be an interesting thing. But I think talent is not really the issue. It's more about the positional value. That's what spooks most people. So hearing that the Jets love this guy and that they're considering this guy could be bad news for some, could be great news for others. You guys know I'm a Kyle Hamilton supporter. I think best case scenario for us would be to grab, like if Aiden Hutchinson or Thibodeau slide to 4, grabbing one of them. If Hamilton slides to 10, getting out of the first round with a Hutchinson and a Hamilton would be unbelievable, and you can do a lot of damage with those 2 early second round picks. You can get an offensive lineman, you can get a tackle. Let's even go the other way. What if you got Ekwonu with your 4 pick and then Hamilton, and then you wait till the second round and you get a Boye Mafe and a Trey McBride? I mean, guys, there's a lot of options here. There's a lot of stuff that we can do, but I'm going to tell you my real feelings on this one. I think it's more smoke. I'm sure the Jets do like him. How do you not like a player like Hamilton? I'm sure that they like him. I'm sure every team likes him. Does that mean they're going to take him? Absolutely not. And don't forget about the smokescreen thing. If they want people to think that they're going to take Hamilton, there's a purpose for it. If they let things leak out, the Jets love Kyle Hamilton, and the Jets are thinking about taking him at 4, Maybe they're doing that for some purposes. We already know Joe Douglas runs a tight ship, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to hear everything that comes out of the Jets is purpose-driven and meaningful and has some sort of goal attached to it. So what do you think, guys? Do you believe this latest rumor? There are more. I got another two to make for you guys on my thoughts on different rumors I'm hearing. So what do you think about the Kyle Hamilton rumor? Do you think the Jets like him? Do you think that they might even consider using one of their firsts on a player like Kyle Hamilton? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, have a wonderful day and go Jets.